Hey, I'm Danielle, and I'm about to take you through a few weeks of my life as my side gig starts to pick up and I build and rebuild some really important relationships. Honestly, connections are huge when you're trying to move forward in your career. I can honestly say that besides commitment and doing the work, it's probably the most important thing. And in this video, I think you'll start to see that helpful relationships and connections can come in a lot of different forms. Everything from mentorship to communities to informational interviews to managing contacts, like proactively keeping in touch with the people you already do know, and social media. So I hope you enjoy and learn a little something about building relationships and contacts in your career. Where are we going? Where are we going? Oh my goodness, where are we going? Are we going somewhere? Oh my goodness. Are you excited? I'm going to pick up lunch, and we've got company. So I've talked about before that I administer a strengths assessment to see if someone's a good fit for a job or for team development. And there's someone particularly that I trained with that I do work for named Mary. And I actually had a call with her today and it went so well. For the longest time, I wanted to do more of this strengths assessment work, but I didn't really have the capacity because of my full-time job. But I think I'm at the point where I could take on just a little bit more of it. So I was kind of talking to her about what that would look like and taking on some work for her clients and even some of my own clients potentially. And she had some really good advice about that. I'm like 2 minutes away from my apartment, so I'll run in and tell you a little bit more about what we talked about. Where are we? Where are we? Are we back home? All right, where were we? So Mary, reconnected with her today. I actually met her a couple years ago through my godmother, who I was taking a walk with after years of not catching up with her and just talking about what I was interested in career-wise and just kind of searching for who she knew that I might want to meet. And one of those people was Mary, who had a background in organizational development and was doing these strengths assessments. I knew that I loved strengths and strengths assessments, and so I asked for an email introduction. Here we are years later, and I just email back and forth with her if she ever has any work that I can take on, writing a report here, doing an assessment there. I actually sent her an email recently because I want to get more involved in this work, and so I'm kind of rekindling that relationship a little bit more, and I hopped on a 30-minute call with her today to see how I could be more involved. And so good news is she's going to try to send more work my way, but also I asked if we could set up like a monthly Q&A call thing so that I could be asking her some questions and learning more about how to take on work of my own. So this relationship has been huge, knowing that I want to head more in that direction in my career. I don't exactly know what that's going to look like yet, but I'm figuring it out, and I'm sure her input will be very valuable. I've had the best couple of days. I don't even know what it was. Like sometimes I just turn on a dime and I'm like having the hardest time with everything, and then all of a sudden like things just start going well, and I'm having those couple of days. Today was super productive at work. I just had an awesome conversation on Clubhouse and like took a bunch of notes, and had an awesome informational interview with someone named Ashley Stahl yesterday who talks about career development, so definitely up my alley of what I've been thinking about and talking about lately. So I don't know, it's just been a really good couple of days, and now it's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, and doing well over here. This does not taste as good as I remember. All right, so it's actually been like a week since last time you saw me, but I know that I was mentioning informational interviews since I had just had one, and honestly, since we are talking all about finding new contacts, rekindling your contacts, and growing your network, I will tell you that informational interviews are your secret sauce. And if you have not yet seen my video on informational interviews, you need to go check it out. I talk all about the steps for how to set one up, so put it on the queue, watch it next, and you'll learn all about how to reach out to people, how to even find people to reach out, and the actual script that I use that works pretty much every single time. So definitely check out that video. But for now, I just want to say that informational interviews have been an absolute game changer for me. I've reached out to so many people just out of the blue to ask if they have 20 minutes to chat, and many people will say yes to that. Not everyone, but you know, if you're reaching out to people who are relevant to what you're interested in and asking in the right way and just blocking out a few minutes to chat with them, many people are willing to spare the time because they care about mentorship and helping along people who are going down a similar path as them. So using a tool like Informational Interviews to chat with people for like 20 minutes who are further along in their career path that you might want to pursue can absolutely change things for you. So I definitely encourage you to pursue them and prioritize them. But speaking of reaching out to people, I actually want to grab my phone and my laptop because there's a couple things I want to check off my to-do list that relate exactly to this. And actually, I am gonna unfold my little floor desk here. Okay, so getting to the other piece of what I'm really trying to do here is essentially my day job is doing sales for a small business. So I've got certain systems and routines and tools I use. And one of those things is a CRM, customer relationship management tool. And this is essentially like a place that you're putting all the contacts that you have and the notes and sort of like where they are in the sales process and like timelines for following up with them. And I kind of want to create this for my strengths work, but more in like a subtle sort of like partnership way. I think that there's like a lot of opportunities in the future just to partner with different organizations and whatnot. And I kind of want to like start the thought process on this early. So I'm actually going to start to build out a free account that I'm logging the relationships and like potential future opportunities there, because I feel like now's the time. It's early on. I've got like a few people that come to mind for that, and I just don't want to lose track. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's early in the morning before work, and I just want to let you know that I decided to go with the original CRM system. It is the one that I know, and it's actually gonna work out pretty well. I just changed some of the settings, and I am currently plugging in some of the people that I've had informational interviews with, the takeaways, the potential connections to the strength stuff that I wanna do, and just kind of what I might reach back out to them about. So that is what I'm doing right now, and it's going pretty well. I've got my copious amount of notes and the digital version, and I'm liking it. If you're interested in using this specific CRM tool, it's super easy to use, and I'm using the free version. It's called Levitate, and I actually know the founder of that business, Jess Lipson. He created ShareFile, and I got connected with him through an entrepreneurial community that I'm a part of. Great guy, super bright. I think this company is heading a great direction. And what's good about this one is it's not like an aggressive sales tool. It's kind of like a contact storage system, even though that sounds boring, like a way to kind of store your contacts and notes and send emails through it. You can send group emails. So that's currently what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna do a little bit more before I have to go into work. And then I'll probably just continue to build this out.
Right? With people who reach my target market. You can do that strategically, and that's what you should do, Jody. So think about the marketplace, think about who already has built a trusted relationship with moms out there, and then start to develop authentic.
Hey, how's it going? I feel like it's been a while. I have been very busy in the last couple weeks, and that's kind of a good problem to have when you are growing a side business. So that last little clip that you saw was a Clubhouse conversation with Marie Forleo. She is a role model of mine. She gives a lot of amazing business advice. I recently reread her book, Everything is Figure Outable. It's a great one. It was on my book list video. I recently joined her business school, which is online and has been, I think, going for like 12 years now, and I've been thinking about it for at least like 4 years. So finally did it. It is a good decision so far, but it's kept me very busy along with actually trying to grow this strengths business. As I said, the strengths work is going great. So in the last couple weeks, I have been able to do several assessments for a team who's one of Mary's clients, and then I joined the debrief call as well, which is essentially when we walk through the results of the assessment, because in this case, they're looking to hire someone and want to make sure that they pick the best fit. And the debrief call went really great. And then almost by chance, someone asked me to send them a proposal for strengths work so I can personally do work for their team, someone local. And that was super exciting. I just kind of threw something together because while I've had 2 years now of experience in doing the strengths work and actually selling the strengths work. It's been more that's been Mary, and so for me to take on clients of my own, this is a big part of it. So I'm getting a little practice with that too. We'll see where that goes. And then I also have my first mentorship Q&A call with Mary and asked her a couple awesome questions and got some awesome answers. So that is on the right track. But this video is all about relationships, and I've had some amazing conversations the last couple weeks. I've done a mediocre job at capturing them, I will say, but one of those conversations was with someone who was on that team who I ended up sending the proposal to, and it was great to talk to him and hear his background a little bit more. I also ended up connecting with someone who commented on one of my YouTube channels, and they have a YouTube channel of their own. A couple, they're amazing. I ended up filming a little clip for one of their upcoming videos, so that was a nice little collaboration that came out of that. I'll share more soon. I mentioned the informational interview with Ashley Stahl. She was offering 15-minute calls with people who pre-ordered her book and left her a review. And so I got in on that, which was awesome. And she gave me very specific industry advice. So like, so tangible, I love it. The last little update is I'm attempting to be more present on social media. Now, for a lot of people my age, that is not hard at all, but I am a social media grandma. For the longest time, I stayed totally removed from social media and said I was never gonna use it. But in today's world of personal branding, it's super important to use a tool like this when it comes to building a business or working on a side gig. So I am getting acclimated, getting on social media, but the moral of the story is you probably already know social media is important, but what I'm really thinking about right now is using social media as a tool to cheer people on. So I've tried to be more active in the sense of, you know, commenting on people's stuff, sending them DMs, and really just using it to lift others up, because I think that that's a great way to build connections, not in like a self-interested way, but in a like, we're all in this together kind of way. So that's what I've been attempting to do on social. What is next? Well, I really want to continue to connect with people through some of those relationship vehicles that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So that definitely includes mentorship, like my Q&A calls with Mary for the strength stuff. That also includes communities like B School, which I mentioned, and even Clubhouse. And if you haven't seen my Clubhouse video yet, I break down what this app even is and if it's worth getting on. I also want to continue to have informational interviews with people, so I'll have to think about who is next on that list. I am continuing to add people to that CRM system I mentioned so I can proactively stay in touch with the people I already do know, and I am trying to be more active on social media and really lift others up and encourage them, as I just mentioned. This is what I've got going on right now, and I am continuing to connect with people, stay active, and work on growing my side gig. And that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this video and can start to see why relationships are so important, especially in your career. At the end of the day, we really go further with others, and that's why connections are so important for us and for other people, so we can all move forward together. And if you did like this video, if you learned a little something, definitely click the thumbs up so that I know what kinds of videos you like to see and want to see in the future. We've got lots of good ones coming up. Definitely subscribe so you can get more videos from me about career development and personal growth, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye!